Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. And today, I am not Mike, I'm Dr. Vannacutt from the Vannacutt Insane Asylum for the Criminally Insane from House on Haunted Hill. And I know, I'm fangirling over this costume, I look so scary. This was just like a last minute idea to come up with, like, to do the costume thing. But I told you guys I was watching House on Haunted Hill 2, The Return of House on Haunted Hill, and I was going to give you guys a review on that and what I thought about it. As you guys know, House on Haunted Hill is a movie that traumatized me to my very penis when I was a little boy, and I never fully recovered from it. I feel like that is why I'm so fascinated with horror movies to this day, because I just feel like I'm immune to them. Nothing scares me anymore, and I feel like that's because the fear factor inside of me, every piece of fear inside every fiber in my body, left me when I watched that movie. So I was never able to fully recover from that. It left me permanently damaged. I can watch probably anybody be killed right in front of me and it would not affect me whatsoever. In movies, I mean, not in real life. Now, I'm just kidding, I'm not a psychopath. I am literally a weak-stomached person. I almost passed out just the other day because my friend at work was I was trying to put earrings in somebody, but the back of her ear had healed over, and I could see it poking in the back of the little white part of the skin, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. Can you do this for me? So I had to have another girl take over and do it for me, and I literally almost passed out. It was not pleasant. Dr. Vannacutt, on the other hand, is a very sadistic and evil and twisted doctor who likes to perform cruel experiments and surgeries on the patients at this asylum. But we're not here to talk about the first movie. That movie it's just scary to me. And I feel like I haven't watched it in so many years, but just remembering the scenes and even talking about it to you guys in that video I made about it a while ago, I had a hard time, like, just relaxing that night. I felt so scared that Dr. Vannacutt was going to show up and give me a prostate exam. Now, we will talk about my costume a little bit first, because I really don't have much to say about the movie. I just made this real quickly. I had this was an old ghost costume for Halloween. I wanted to make like an over apron. I'm using the lab coat that I used to wear when I used to make those experiment videos, like leaving things in bleach for a month in a jar, what happens? So I put this on, put this over it, and I just cut off one of the sleeves from this ghost thing and made it into a white, like, skull cap hat. Tied a little knot at the back too. And these glasses, I was trying to find the exact glasses that Dr. Vannacutt had, because I remember in that night vision camera scene when she looks up at him and he does that, like, look up. I remember that his eyes looked really weird to me, almost bug-like, because they were round, and the reflection of the camera, like the infrared on the camera, was making his eyes just look big and round and like he was looking right at her. And I wanted to find out what the type of glasses those were, so I found these online. They were actually really cheap. They were like some kind of vintage retro style, like 1920s style glasses, but they're sunglasses, and they only had different colors of the lenses. There was like blue, orange, yellow, like all different ones. I tried them on earlier and I was like, fuck, I look like Elton John. But I had no choice but to buy these ones. I got the mirrored ones because I had hopes that I could probably, like, maybe pop out the lenses, but the lenses are extremely hard to get out. I didn't really want to break them, just for the sake of a video. And I also read online that if you leave sunglasses in, like, bleach, it will take out the shade, the tint, and it will make them clear glass. Left these in bleach overnight, did nothing. Even rubbing alcohol did nothing to them. So considering they were super cheap, like $4, they're extremely, like, high quality. It's pretty insane. But I wanted the ones that looked like his, because I remember he had, like I said, the round lenses, but he also had these, like, thick side shields on the side of them, and I used to think that was kind of cool too, because it made it look like he was wearing goggles when he was performing surgery, but when you look closely, they're just like protective glasses. And of course, I shaved off my beard and left a tash, a dirty little pedo tash, and obviously my hair color is too bright, so it didn't look very good. The doctor has a dark black mustache, so I had to go over it with some special effects black makeup. I'm not keeping this though. I'm gonna whiz it off. As sexy as it is, I know, but I can't keep it, guys. I can't look like this. What do you think I am? But as soon as I was finished with this costume and I just kind of looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, fuck, I actually kind of look like him. I look like Dr. Vannacutt if he gained 50 pounds. But anyway, let's move on to the movie itself. House on Haunted Hill 2, The Return of House on Haunted Hill. Honestly, the movie was absolute garbage. Like, it was terrible. I went into that literally scared shitless. Like, I was thinking, this is gonna traumatize me. It's like going back to the past. I felt like I was the one returning to the house on the Haunted Hill, and it was just trash. Like, the storyline didn't make any sense. The characters were not memorable at all. I don't remember a single name from that movie. It was just like you kind of hate everybody in it. There was not one single person that you were rooting for. They were all like, it was weird. There was like terrible accents, like it was like British people playing Americans, I guess, and like the British accent and the American accent were like coming in and out of each other, and it just sounded silly. And there were so many silly things that you wouldn't say and do in a situation like that. And one particular thing that stood out to me was the gore. I remember in the first movie, I don't really remember any gory scenes, but I remember that it didn't seem too unrealistic. In this, however, there's a guy, which I feel like the scene could have been either stolen from Wrong Turn 4 or in fact, I think Wrong Turn 4 stole this scene from this movie. So I'll give House on Haunted Hill credit for that. They remained original with this one, but it was like one of the guys gets like the house starts shooting out with these like ropes, and it like ties around his arms and his legs, and he goes up into the air, and it's like stretching him apart, and it rips him limb from limb, and but he doesn't just like lose his limbs don't just pop off like you would think. That would be, you know, it would have to pull extremely hard to do that, but you would think it could do that. It didn't do that. He literally spontaneously combusted. He blew up. There was not a single piece of him left. You even see that later on when the rest of the gang come back to the floor to see what all the screaming was about. And one of the guys is like walking. There's a huge puddle of blood in the middle of the floor on this like slippy marble floor, and he like walks right into it. How could you not see something that big? Like, it's a huge puddle of blood. He just didn't see it. Walks into it, slips. He's like flailing around in it like a fish flopping out of water. And then there's just not a single piece of flesh or anything. The guy just blew up, turned to nothing but blood. And I thought that was like extremely dumb. The characters were not likable. The story was just dumb. The only good thing about this movie was that Jeffrey Combs, who played the original Doctor in the first movie, he returned for this movie, so he played the Doctor in this movie. However, I don't like what they did with his character in this movie. It made him less scary. It made you feel kind of bad for him. In the first movie, he was fucking terrifying. But in this movie, he was just like some kind of weird doctor. But then you find out later on that the doctor, spoiler alert, the Doctor is not even like the bad guy. The house he bought like he was like an art collector, and he bought this like little statue, and this statue was cursed by some fucking demon that then got into him because he owned it, and that made him perform all these disgusting surgeries and lobotomies and whatever on these patients at this hospital, which I feel like it made him more scary in the first movie, just thinking he was some sick, twisted doctor doing experiments on people. Like, he was just a fucked up person. He was scary. He was a very, very dangerous man. But in this movie, it made you feel bad for him. Like, well, it wasn't his fault. He was under the spell of a demon. Me. Oh, shut the fuck up. Like, give me a break. It ruined my life watching that movie. I'm not even kidding. Like, I feel like now I feel less scared of the first movie. I feel like it took the scare away from the first movie for me. That's what happens. Basically, the story, it's coming back to me now. The story is they go looking for this ornament, this statue that belonged to the Doctor, because it's worth like $1 billion or whatever, and there's like a manhunt of different groups of people out for it. They go there, they end up working together as a team, start off as rivals, but then they stick together because shit's going down in this place. And then they're all getting killed off one by one, and eventually they find the statue, and you're not gonna fucking believe this. The problem wasn't necessarily the Doctor or even the patient's ghosts in this house. It was the house itself. The house itself was alive. It had a heart. And I'm not saying that like they were saying, we gotta go to the heart of the house. That's where this fucking statue is. They go to the literal heart of the house. Literal. Like, it was an actual organ. They walked into this tunnel behind the furnaces where they burned the bodies, cremated them. They walk through this tunnel, they find this like little room, and it's literally like they were saying, it feels organic because it was like red and like it looked like the inside of a human being. The actual house had a heart in its, I guess, the chest of this house. How fucking dumb does that have to be? Like, it just like really pissed me off in a way. I couldn't believe that it was that dumb. And so it had this like heart that they found the statue sitting in the middle of it, like some kind of ritual thing, like some kind of shrine. They take it, and then like the doctor's trying to stop them from taking it because he's under the control of the demon still, even in the afterlife. He's trying to stop them. Then they throw it down a sewer system because they can't get out any other way. It's like locked down and everything. And then they throw it down the sewer. It comes out into the sewer pipes, into the ocean. Then the spirits are set free, and then they can finally, all the patients, kill the doctor again, even though he's already dead. So the ghosts are killing another ghost, which didn't make any fucking sense either. So yeah, I was very disappointed by the movie. It was not a good movie in my opinion. I definitely think the first one, I can't say for sure, but I feel like it would still freak me out. And one thing I did notice about this movie that was in the first movie was that this movie didn't have the sound effects, and I remember the sound effects very well. It was kind of like chanting and like some kind of ritual, some kind of like cult, like chanting together in unison, and it made it so scary. That was like the dramatic background music, was these chanting voices, and it was so scary to me. And especially like the main title song was Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson, and that just made the movie itself. Like the Marilyn Manson song was amazing in that movie, but in this movie there was nothing memorable about it. The characters sucked, the music sucked, like everything sucked, the effects sucked. Even like when you get a shot of the house from the exterior, like standing on the cliff looking over the ocean, you can see it's a fucking like model. It's not real. You can see it didn't look realistic. I don't know, it just bothered me a lot. But anyway, I'm signing out here, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you saw the movie and what did you think of it. I am going now. Dr. Vannacutt, got a lot of surgeries to perform, so I'm going to be a very busy man. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out and chase your dreams.